I'm sure you were expecting to hear the voice of a beautiful elf or a wise wizard, so they could spin you a tale of gold and ancient evils. But that is not this story. No, this is a story of 4 friends that call Middle-earth home. A dwarf of the line of Durin's kin, who is obsessed with knowledge instead of gold. An elf of Rivendell, sworn to serve and protect the descendants of a once great house. A banished dwarf, seeking glory and proof that there is more to life than what lies under a mountain. And a hobbit of the Shire, who collects treasures of the smallest kind. Together, with their strength, wits, and heart, they will face the growing shadows of the East, bringing light where there is darkness. I reach out and I stop. I go, Willie, where are you going?
Oh no, it's gonna make my way back to you. Look, I got it.
You're going the wrong way.
Okay, well, I don't know what to do.
Wait, you're touching it?
What else am I gonna do with it?
I don't know. You didn't even pick it up with a claw or nothing. That's dangerous.
What? It's a ring.
Oh, I reach into my pocket and I grab a hanky and I put it out, drop it in the hanky, and I bind it up and then I hand it back to Willie and I go, magics and stuff. You can't just go touching strange jewelry.
Damn. Yeah, I think the light falters for a moment and Willie goes and puts down one of his wee fingers.
Oh, he puts it on.
How do you like that, Michael? Do you plan on that?
I like it so much. You want to put on a curse, an ancient. You want to just slip on an ancient cursed ring? Is that what you want to do? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah.
We're slipping on ancient cursed rings. You think it's just going to be sunshine and roses?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you slip this. You slip this on your little hobbit finger. You feel that power bolster inside of you, and then you feel as if even though the shadow is a good few feet away from you, you feel its hand grip your heart. And you feel that cold just sort of spread, and that touch of shadow just permeates you. And as you look up in that tremble from earlier holding onto the lantern, it begins to quake as you see this creature standing before you, not as a shapeless, bony sort of skeletal frame. You see an ancient warrior stood towering over Glowfram. Barely even acknowledging Elverneth, who you now see behind it, fully clad in beautiful adornments of human-made, of men-made armors, and you see in its hand is this glimmering blade, and it turns to you, and you see 2 cold blue beady eyes. You have drawn the ire of this creature, and it hunts you.
Do I see the ring upon his finger? If your hands are up, do I see it?
Hands are up, like trying to defend himself.
Okay, I have a really, really bad plan. It's the most Glowfram thing I can think of in the moment. Knowing also that for whatever reason, my lucky hammer didn't get so lucky the second time, and I know it's after the ring, I'm going to take the ring from Willie's finger, and I'm going to swallow it.
What?
I'm going to swallow the ring.
Seeing all of this, Elverneth is at her most desperate state of being. She's like, this is the moment. And she takes one last large breath and sings a line as she slashes one more time with her sword. just because she has no idea how else to get all of this energy and this anxiety out of her. As that last note rings in the air and the sword cuts through the area, the shadows almost kind of pop like a giant bubble and just wisp away.
Yoldrick, you notice immediately the same kind of feeling you had when you met the elves in the forest. Elverneth actually sort of appears lighter, as if her physical being is refracting starlight. As this choir sort of alights on the wind, you can almost feel a warmth around you. And Willie, you feel it as well as you unfreeze. Glowfram, you're not sure whether it is the heat of exertion or something has changed, but you feel degrees warmer.
What if it's not the ideal, honestly, thought, but what if you went on without me? What if I just went back home? What if I'm not meant to do anything like this? I nearly got all of you killed. I nearly got myself killed. I don't even know what happened. Everything just froze for a moment.
Well, even if you wanted to go home, we're going to have to pass through Bree. So, our path seems pretty clear.
Let's go back to Bree. Heal up, rest up. I'm in no condition to travel currently either.
And you know what? If you want to go back, I'll walk you myself. Or you could just stay here and be with us.
But we're going back to Bree.
Yeah, but Willie ain't from Bree.
Well, I think we'll make any further decisions on what happens next at Bree. And that's when Mildred walks towards the mountains and starts getting ready to head off to Bree.
So we cut across hill and dale, out of the Bree lands, and into parts thus unknown. We see a ruined keep. Hundreds of fires burn around it. Small fires. Sat at each of them are orcs, goblins, they're wargs. There are hives of stinging insects suspended above them, and inside what makes for what may have once been some sort of throne room or stately room paces somebody we have not seen before. Human man, dressed in finery in a robe with a gold chain marked with a symbol that matches the very necklace that Willie carries on him. He's seemingly talking to no one. Very aggressive, gesticulating wildly. It seems as though things are not going as he had planned. And the camera pans, and he is talking to a mirror. On the other side of that mirror is a knight, dressed in black mail, black hood, black robe. An equally dark sword is rested against the chair that it sits at, and a 9-pointed crown sits atop its head. No words come out of the mirror, no words come out of this knight, but you can tell there is a conversation happening here between this man and this creature. The knight moves his hand, and the mirror changes, and we see the caravan, 4 of you, and Narvig headed back to Bree as the Eye of Sauron fixes on your company. Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We're here after 7 years in the desert, lost, wandering. We're back. We've made it. Fantastic. We are back for another episode of Shattered Crown.
It is in Lord of the Rings time, Mike.
You're frozen.
Oh, I was so confused because your face didn't move at all, and you just shouted at me.
I think we lost that.
Oh my goodness! I was like, no. Did you have her on a soundboard with a random quote? Oh man, she can see us, but that's okay. You have an adorable little smirk, so we're gonna leave you there. Hopefully your camera comes back. But we're back. We're back. Oh man, what a time. If
Am I back?
You're back. You're back. Welcome back to you, Dot, and to everyone else here at the channel. If you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is over on our Patreon. Link for that in the description down below. While you're down there, click on that Discord link, join us in the Discord, be a part of the community, be a part of the conversation. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, I unleash terrible, horrible, shadow-related things on these players here. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces that you see here before you. That being said, as long as Dot is good to go, we can jump in here. Dot is a little bit of a essential here. She is the driving factor of the lore.
I love the little fake mustache that Dot is
little...
locked and giving herself right now. Just do this little
Let
cute muskie.
everyone just look off. In...
Oh wait,
Yeah, go look the other way. Look, there you go.
Such goobers.
This is what happens when we haven't played together in months. Well, shit. There we go. Okay, she dropped. Dot will be back momentarily here. So what we'll do is we'll jump in.
You're muted.
What we'll do is we'll jump in with some nonsense here. So essentially, what had happened at the beginning of Dot's one-shot is Narvig was all up on that dwarven ass, trying to make his moves, talk his talk, and you, the three of you, Elverneth, Willie, and Yoldrick, being the keen-eyed friends you are, the lovers of love, decided it would be best if you gave those two lovebirds some time to themselves. To which Glowfrom then challenged him to a drinking contest, and they proceeded to drink their faces off at the tavern at the Prancing Pony. Whereas you all kind of fucked off to a corner that you could also watch the festivities happen. So they proceeded to get increasingly drunk in a way that you've never seen dwarves drink before. Glowfrom was a woman on a mission, and that mission was to poison Narvik with alcohol consumption. So my question...
No. The plan was to poison myself so I would throw up drink. No, it's just part of the ploy.
Okay, if you say so. The plan, I think, was to kill Narvik. So while Glowfrom is trying to excrete a ring and or possibly kill Narvik, what were the two of you doing in the tavern while this was going on?
Can't hear you, Eris.
There we go. Fun fact, I've been talking throughout all of this and my mic has been off the whole time. Great. I was so funny. Damn it. I don't know. No, what were you doing? Oh, after eating a full meal, a filling meal, Elverneth fucked off to her room to sleep because she was quite injured.
Yeah, I think Willie's having a time. Willie, when they came back, I think it was probably really quiet and a bit reserved, and probably also just ate and went to his quarters.
Okay. Perfect. In that case, you were not privy to the display of dwarven capacity, is what I'm going to call it, that has been ejected all over the floor, bar, top, several tables. And in the end, everything is cleaned up. And I assume you guys have like a communal space. It's kind of how the Prancing Pony works. And the two of you... Actually, Glowfrom, how quiet are you when you finally rouse from your alcoholic stupor in the morning? Coming in from satellite.
That's a great question. Y'all, I don't know. Can y'all hear me? Check, 1, 2.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay, perfect. Okay, I must be back. It told me I was unstable again. Glowfrom would have slept off the drunken state because she would have had to, but would have been up with the sun. I imagine there was no way after that much alcohol consumption and the experience that was had, that Glowfrom would be awake. Though she does go to bed with the ring tucked tightly in her hand.
Okay. All right. Perfect. God damn it. Elverneth and Willie, when would you have woken up?
Oh, probably the normal time. I don't know, early morning, and enough to catch first breakfast.
Okay.
Elverneth actually kind of slept in today. As far as Elverneth goes, she took her time a bit more rising and breaking her fast. She's a little bit more deliberate and more subdued than she normally is. Normally, she has an air of formality and business to her. She knows what her goals are and what she's doing, and she has a procedure for everything. Today, she's a little bit slower. She halts more as she moves through her day, and sometimes kind of just stands there staring into space like she forgot what she was doing.
Interesting.
However, she does get down to breakfast probably about the same time as Willie. He's used to when he gets up, she's up, already dressed, breakfasted, ready for the day, just waiting for everybody else. But she might even actually come down just after you.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, cool. So if you are waking up for first breakfast, that's around 7 a.m. And Glowfrom is waking up at the crack of dawn. So the two of you would wake up to a scene. Glowfrom, I will let you set the scene. You all slept in a shared common room. What does it look like when you've woken up before your two companions? What do they see when they first wake up?
It probably looks like it looks like somebody that stayed up and procrastinated writing the paper due the next day, because there are pieces of paper and bits of fabric and anything that Glowford could find to like write on all over the floor, just scattered with like quick sketches or writings, images of faces and buildings. And she looks worse for wear. And she's probably actively like using a piece of charcoal from the fireplace the night before to like scribble as she's like actively working on something.
So you see the third age equivalent to the Pepe Sylvia meme scattered throughout your room. Scrolls and pages and half-drawn artistic renderings of buildings and landscapes and notes scatter all around Glowfrom's area, the table next to it, the empty bed adjacent to hers. So that's what you wake up to, Elverneth and Willie.
Glowfrom, are you okay?
Oh, wait. Let's see if it works and doesn't break nothing. Nope, broken. I'm not going to use the voice modulator tonight, everyone.
That's fine. You're barely hanging on.
Great, thank you. Oh, I'm better than great. I had a vision. No, it wasn't even a vision. It was like another time, another place, Elvornith. I was there, I was an elf.
How did it feel to be tall?
That's the first question.
I'm just concerned about how much clothes you wear. It's very little.
We wear what we need.
It's a lot of body for a little clothes. Anyways, I saw things in the Elven library, and the smith, he was making this ring, and I hold the ring up. This one, it was there. It was being made for this Elven princess. Is that the right word?
I mean, as far as you know.
Sure. Okay, an Elven princess, and I saw it. Every owner that has ever had the ring, I watched them die.
You watched the owners of the ring die?
Each and every time. It was like I was living the history of this ring. I was there. I seen it.
Okay.
Oh, and there was this creepy fella who was also there in the making of all of these rings. But I don't think this is the only one. I think they was making lots of rings. The forge, it was fancy. It was what was that place called? And I slide a piece of paper over to Elvornith that has a drawing of like the building.
Elvornith, roll me. Mike forgot what the stats are. Lore.
Lore? All right. Do I get any bonus dice?
No, you don't.
Excellent. Failure with an eye.
Oh, okay. It's okay. Nothing magical is here. Yeah, this looks like an elven tower. It looks like it's definitely something that was not a forest elf like a building. It definitely seems like an elf city. Definitely seems probably familiar to either ruins that you've seen or perhaps it was if she's saying she saw like a princess, maybe this is something from the Second Age, something before your time. This could be really, it could be anywhere. It could be Lindor. It could be Fornor's Terrain. It could be a bevy of elven cities of yore.
Well, it could be just about anywhere, if I'm honest. Seems to be before my time.
It was just where the oh, you can. Okay, good. Ooh. No, I'm telling you, it was special. It had a big library in it. It was and there was this. I'm gonna try again. And there was this this one elf. He was the one making them. I remember his name too. Mike, I would remember his name.
His name was Celebrimbor.
I know him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I am familiar with this person, right? Oh, yes, I'm familiar with him.
Well, I was there. He seemed to know me.
Elverneth, you would know. Actually, go ahead and roll me another lore. You would know you would know about him for sure. I want to see how much you would know about him.
Nope,
Okay.
Another failure.
Celebrimbor was a Noldorian elf from the House of Feanor. That is important. He is a smith. He is the creator of the rings. You would know that. He is a friend of the elves. He worked with your grandfather. He worked with Elrond. He worked with the dwarves. And Feanor, his father, was the forger of the Silmarils, the greatest artifacts of elf kind. forged from the stars themselves. So Celebrimbor it's like Elrond, Lady Galadriel, Thranduil, Celebrimbor. Like, there's the pantheon of super famous. So you would know him for sure. You might not know everything he possibly did, but you do know who he is, and he has a pretty sizable significance in elf culture and elf history.
Yeah, and I would know that he's made a lot of artifacts of notoriety.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, he's made quite a few magnificent artifacts.
Like this one. Like this ring, he made it. Do you know how old this thing is?
Older than I am.
Precisely, which is why we cannot keep it. We have to take it back to the elves.
Well, I mean, that's what I was saying.
We shouldn't have taken it to begin with.
So it was supposed to end up in the hands of a woman. It doesn't. A human doesn't even belong to her. Know-how. Haunted by a wraith. I say. We pack our things. We prep for the journey, and we take it to the elves and put it on them. They made it. They'll know what to do with it. The longer we keep it, the more we're in danger, and the more everybody else here is in danger.
Okay. I will take you to Rivendell.
Thank you.
Please do not embarrass me in front of my family.
Am I embarrassing?
No. But some things you do are a little abrasive on occasion for people who are reserved as we are.
Well, I didn't know. I always thought I was rather charming.
Oh, you are. I find you very, very delightful.
Well, hopefully when, we deliver the ring back to where it came from, or at least to who it belongs to, I'll be charming to them too.
We shall see.
But I promise I'll try not to embarrass you, but you have to take me seriously when I tell you. Like, I was walking in the body of an elf. I also threw up all over Narvik. I made him a bet I'd show him something he ain't never seen before. And, if there's one thing Glowfrom's good for, it is coming through on a bet.
Thrown up on
I thought it
dwarves.
was causing a scene.
Well, it might have been, but would you rather me have brought the ring out me other end? And I thought, maybe if I upchucked on Narvik, he'd not, bother me no more.
If it came out the other end, at least it would be more discreet. How many people saw you throw up a ring?
Might not have been so discreet. I don't know if they saw the ring. It was kind of chunky. But I found it, before I went to bed, cleaned it up and all that. Left some extra gold downstairs for, good clean job on the both.
That's kind of you.
It's the least I could do. Worst date of me life, that was. Does it really count as a date if I wasn't there? Did you see me, sitting there at the booth?
You certainly went over there, and then I had my dinner and came back here.
Did you see me sitting at the booth?
Oh, did I? Did I see?
Yeah,
Go-
I mean, she wasn't quiet about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you were over there. Wanted to give you your privacy. We didn't want to, mess up your game or nothing.
I hate for you to have to interrupt the romantic date that was out chugging one another.
Look, I don't know. It could have been a Dwarven tradition. I don't know.
My hope is that he's long gone. I definitely ruined his leathers, so I don't even know what he's going to wear today.
You didn't
You
stay
should have
to find
seen
out?
it. The ring hit him right in the face. Bounced off his forehead like rock.
I'm a little bit sad that I didn't see that, to be honest.
I'm telling you, I promised to show him something he ain't never seen before.
Well, do you like Narvik?
As in, what kind of, I like Willie.
Do you have any interest in Narvik?
I did
Romantically or
before he
other-
started speaking to me.
Oh.
Sometimes that's what it takes for a
The
man.
plight
to
of
just
all
out.
men, right there.
He was more alluring when he was at a distance. You know what I mean?
I understand.
He was supposed. I had a song coming, and I've had to change the entire last part of the lyrics because really, it's not a ballad anymore.
Can't wait to hear it.
Really, all he had to do was just keep his distance till he left on his caravan. Then he could have had his name written into song. Instead, I ended up having to throw up on him,
So in these visions, you seem to have seen a lot of things, and Elverneth turns her attention to all of the notes on the floor.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to remember everything. It gets a little blurry now, I've been awake for a while, sobered up. But yeah, faces, and I point out the people, and I tell you both who the people were. I saw the scary man. That's him right there. This was the big building. It had a forge in the middle of it, and this is where they was making the rings. And I got to pass through a library, an elven library. That's this one right here. There were so many books, but for whatever narrative reason, the lore master didn't let me open one. A whole 2-hour one shot, and I didn't even get to open one, but it's okay. I saw it with my eyes. I now know which if there
thousands of years of telepathic history.
Never once was I given the chance to open a book, Mike.
That fucking Twilight Zone episode all over again. My glasses.
Listen, it's widely known fact that you can't read in your dreams, so everything would have looked like gobbledygook anyway.
I mean, it was out of this world, and for whatever reason, they wanted me there. And every time they go to put a new one of these little stones, into the ring, it would be like a flash of pain, and then I'd end up somewhere else in time. And then I'd like watch the person later on who had it, and then it'd like bring me back, and I'd live out this day again and again, and until the ring was finished. True story, that.
So what did you see in your past visions? What do you think the ring was
Remind
trying
me,
to
Mike,
tell you?
somebody died with it. There were 2 people that died. You're muted.
Well, you saw the city burn. You saw an attack, some sort of war in the
Combat,
city.
yeah.
There was two. Okay, so you woke up as a female elf. You were met by a hot elf who took you to the forge where you met Celebrimbor. You saw a vision of Celebrimbor meeting with another elf who had beautiful features and very dark hair, who you found to be scary. Then you saw the city burn. Then you saw people digging up an elven grave or unearthing an elven grave and taking to recover it. Then you saw.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Everything Mike says, I'm telling you.
You saw Uruks cut off the head of who you assume to be the person who unearthed the tomb. You see the Uruk have the ring, and the final thing was the Uruk is peppered full of arrows floating downriver.
So somebody took it. So whoever, the last thing I seen was the Orc face down in the river, having somebody else took it, you know? It was quite a lot, if you know what I mean.
That is quite a lot.
But whatever happened, you know, after the death of myself, they dug me up, pulled the ring, which means it must have been important. That person died, lost his head, did. Then the Orc died. Everyone that's ever had it. And I saw an elven city burn.
Then it must be taken back. The Tyrion, in the very least.
I pretty much have zero questions about it at this point. One, because it's really just not safe with anyone else. And two, you know, I can't keep eating it every time we need to keep it safe, you know.
Why would you continue to eat it?
Because
Isn't
so
it about
far
us
that's the
keeping it
only
safe,
thing that's
Ellie?
worked.
I mean, but what's to stop a wraith from just cutting you right open and eviscerating you all over the place?
Nothing if I stays ahead of it. That's why I say we pack our stuff, prep for the journey, and leave in the morning.
As in today or tomorrow? It is now morning.
Oh, is it? I've lost track of time. Mike, how long will it take to prepare for a journey as, say, long as to Rivendell? Pretty hefty prep, right?
It is a few weeks journey. So whatever you need to prep for a few weeks, how much ever food you need, horses, horse feed, however sparse you want to travel.
Do we have, would we know stops along the way? So we have, like, points at which we could potentially, are there any? Is even a better question. I'm going to try to open a Roll20 again.
So you know, obviously there's so the Bree land, there's actually a few villages around Bree. Bree is just like the biggest one. It's like the biggest trade hub. There is the Forbidden Inn, the Forsaken Inn rather. There is Weathertop, which is, you know, not the most welcoming place.
Yeah, we can't really refill there.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. You travel with me.
She has a point. Other than that, along the Great East Road, there are not a lot of stops. There's not a lot of towns that far out. And then you start to cross towards the Angle and the Trollshaws, and that's a pretty dangerous area, heavily patrolled by rangers. And then, fortunately, you have an elf, so you're not going to get lost wandering the woods until you die. So you could find the hidden valley of Imladris.
And I think it would probably be safe to say that in my 2,500 years of living, I've probably gotten a pretty good routine of how to get between Bree and Rivendell.
Oh, for sure. Here's what I will say: you alone, but also you and an orphan have traveled back and forth in and out of Rivendell. The difference is, your professional backpackers and survivalists, and your two companions are vacationing Americans who are used to creature comforts and home and food and several meals.
I technically have been out by myself living for quite a while. I've just made the Bree lands my home, like the Shire area my home. But like,
Willie's out here building fences in the middle of nowhere, in the most rural places, you know, that hobbits are rural. It's not like
my travel.
So I'm taking some trail campers with me.
No, my travel is a 3 and it is a favored skill.
All right.
That's your ability to travel. What I'm saying is, Willie, you go out and build fences, and you're upset so far. You've been upset if you miss even one meal. Elverneth and Orphan are lucky if they get one meal every couple of days. So, yes, Elverneth is very good at getting from Bree to Rivendell on as little as she needs to. The two of you can ride a horse on a road fairly well. You know where to go to travel. You know how to travel the roads. You know the rules of the road. But your ability to survive in the wilderness is different than that.
I would. Okay, I'll give you that. The survival piece, I'll give you. The travel piece, I got on point as long as there's a road.
So Elverneth could be ready to go today, right now, probably. The rest of you, it depends on how much you need to pack, how much you need to bring for water,
we're
gonna
need to
for
have
wine,
basic stuff for camp. Like we're gonna have to each have a bedroll. And the question, well, Glowford, are we going on horseback? Can we go the whole way there on horseback?
You can.
Yes, in fact, it would be preferred in case we run into issues. Horses are faster than we are on foot.
I think that's a good idea. So we should still have our horses. They're out front, yeah?
Yep.
Yes.
I say we pack a few bags. We're gonna need some food supplies. Willie, I'm afraid you're gonna have to skip a couple breakfasts.
Yeah, you see, about that, I don't think I'm going.
You're not going with us?
I don't think I can.
What do you mean you can't? All you gotta do is get on the horse and follow us.
Yeah, and get gutted or trampled or poisoned or starved or just chased by a rain. The thing that we caught, that ring, is cursed.
What happened to the brave Willie who snuck through the woods to steal this here ring?
Hopeful. I don't.
Okay, Willie, what you gonna do when we leave?
I'm gonna go back home. And
well, you won't be fixing Bilbo's fence anymore because I'm not there to break it.
No, but there's other fences that need to be worked on, or maybe I'll start building a library for when you come back. They can share all your stories in there. I don't know. I don't want to die.
Well, I don't want to die
I don't want
either.
to see you die.
I wasn't planning on dying. I was planning on delivering this here ring.
But you just said that everybody that owns the ring dies.
Oh, we'll just make sure not to own it for very long.
But that's equally as ominous. It means you could just be dying faster.
Well, what would you have me do? I'll stew.
Blofeld, you are undoubtedly the best friend that I've ever had. You're kind and respectful and so intelligent. And you have explored the world in ways that I couldn't even begin to imagine. And Elverneth, the wisest of elves I've ever met, because I've only met one.
Cannot say that anymore, my friend. You have met many.
No, I have met many, and you're still the wisest of them so far.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
But you have seen so many things. You've experienced so many things. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't like. Looking back, the thing with the troll, that wasn't brave. That was foolish. That's a straight down foolish. I could have died. I could have brought the thing to you and have it just eaten you in whole in one bite.
Really? Are you gonna live your whole life on a coulda? You could have died,
I thought you
but
said
you didn't.
Scooter. I did not hear that last word.
Could have. Like, you can't live your whole life going, I could have.
Oh no, but look at all the people that got injured because of an action that I took. Innocent people, even Norway.
Really?
Nobody deserved that.
It wasn't because of the action that you took. That woman was carrying the ring. It was bound to happen anyways. We stumbled across it at the inn. It had already happened. You can't take the weight of the world on your shoulders if you're not even going to go out and see it.
No, I don't. I think I just need some time to think about it. If I could have like a day
Well,
while
we can like
prepare.
leave in the
I'll prepare
morning.
and-
That was the plan. You know, I'll get some goods together. I should probably go check and make sure they got the tavern clean. But you know, I want you to come. Not just for the ring, you know, but just because I don't know. I feel like we all do it a little bit better together. But you know, get some sleep. It's been a long few days. And don't even think about the ring. Elebornith, we got this. Right, Elebornith?
We will make sure it gets home.
Right.
Willie, I know that you feel scared.
I'm terrified. If I'm being honest. It's a level of scared I've never felt before. Scared of a wolf creeping up on me while I was alone in the meadows. Afraid of running, you know, into a poisonous snake, or having to cross the river and falling in. I don't know how to swim. That's scary. This is something in my bones. This is something even. I don't know. I can just feel it. But I don't know if I want to feel like that.
You know, the future for me doesn't seem so scary when all of yous are in it. But you know, I'm not going to stop you from fixing the fences because you know nobody else in town can do it. Not like you, anyhow.
And certainly no one would want to force you out on a journey you do not want to participate in.
But we would get to see elves.
We would get to see elves.
Get to see elves.
And the library.
In the library. And then I can come back and say, hey, Bilbo, I seen it too.
Maybe you get in the good graces of Elrond.
I'm just going to say, though, if you stay while you're fixing fences, I really need you to, you know, talk to old Bilbo Baggins, see if he'll give me, you know, I've saved pages in my book for him.
All right, that of course, I'd use every bit of good grace that I had until he kicked me out, until there's no good graces left.
Well, that's good. I was the one breaking his fences. You're the one fixing them, so.
And maybe I'll just leave one broken here and there, you know.
I
Keep
do
the
like
work
to hear
coming
him
back.
holler about it in the morning.
Well, no matter what I end up deciding, I just want to say, my life, or what is left of it, has been delightful with the two of you in it, and Yoldrick, and Orfrig, and I can't remember Paul's character's name.
Urgoth.
Urgoth, thank you. I've never met people like you before, and I don't think I ever would have if you hadn't come out here. I do believe in fate, but I also do believe that not all roads are meant to fully cross. Sometimes we have pathways. There's forks. Sometimes we need to take a different road. But that's not to say that our paths won't cross again. I just have a lot to think about.
Well, don't let me stop you. I've got to pack the food. I'll pack enough for you just in case.
Sorry, what can I could still help. get everything packed, settled, and ready to go.
Yeah. I cut eyes to Elvornith. Yeah, maybe just helping us pack up will make you forget all about it, and you won't even want to go.
Yes, we will need quite a few supplies. It's a few weeks of journey. There are a couple places we could restock supplies if you need. However, we'll want to bring at least the most important things as much as possible when we leave.
Do you think she's gonna be able to handle me for 2 weeks?
It's just the two of you. I think your life's still in danger no matter what.
I'm just saying. I promised I'd be charming. I promise I'll be charming.
I do have very good hearing.
Right. Well, just want to make sure you're in for the trip. Cause Glowfrom's going one way or the other.
I will be by your side, my friend.
That's encouraging to hear. Thought maybe you were getting tired of me.
No. As I said, my people are just more reserved than you're expecting. To be quite fair, I'm rather fond of you. Both of you.
I'm gonna get you to laugh. At least once on this trip. I've got some surefire jokes in my pocket.
Did you hear them in your dream?
No, I don't think elves tell jokes.
Oh, we're quite funny.
Well, none of them laughed in this experience. I was pretty sure I was sleeping in somebody else's bed. Anyways,
A lot of spicy elves in that dream.
yeah, there was a lot of spice.
So the three of you are preparing for a journey that two of you may take. It sounds like to Rivendell. It's easy enough to saddle the horses, water and feed and all that stuff, and pick up whatever things you may need. Obviously, Glowfrom, you'll be mostly in charge of getting your own things, so you know what you would need, and Elverneth, you know how to get home. What I would like is for all three of you to make me a scan check.
Make a roll. Let's make a
Yes.
roll. I can do scan.
Okay, that's a success from Glowfrom. That is a failure
Oh.
from
Another
Elverneth,
failure.
and a success from Willie. Okay. Glowfrom and Willie, you notice as the day draws on, there are looks in your direction around the town of Bree. Glowfrom, perhaps it is your myriad song you've put on, impromptu performances, gaining fame. Perhaps it is the sheer volume of stomach contents that was expelled across the prancing pony. Perhaps the men of Bree are catching on to the wiles of dwarven women. Who knows? But glances are being glanced in your direction. A few people take notice of you. You see them talk. You see eyes exchange. Willie, much the same, except far less of a reason for them to be looking at you.
Well, get your peeps in quickly, everyone. I'm leaving tomorrow.
You see two teenage boys and what is clearly like either some sort of babysitter or some sort of maternal figure. Doesn't look like either one of them, so it could be an aunt, could be something else. Hear this, and the two boys share a mischievous glance at each other. As they are hurried, they are pushed with a swat upside the head from whoever the maternal figure is in the direction away from you.
I looked away and go, it's the mustache. Oh, that being said, I decide to keep the ring in me hair. I have it like banded, with all this jewelry and rings and bits and bobs, and I will add it to make it look like it's part of my hair and not like I'm wearing this ring.
Okay, fantastic. So, Elverneth, since you need less stuff than the other two or other one, what are you doing in Bree with the extra time you have? It takes you a very short amount of time to get yourself ready to go.
Yeah, I'm more taking a look around, and I'm trying to gauge the people of the town. A lot of things have happened in the last week or so, especially in regards to our group. And so Elverneth might even break off from the rest of the group while they're deep in like food shopping, and go through and see if I can kind of hood up, hear some talk. What's been the rumor mill chatter going on? Are people like getting tired of Glowfrom's theatrics in the Prancing Pony? Are we becoming nuisances?
Such an interesting question here.
Is anybody looking for us?
Go ahead and roll me. I'm going to do 2 rolls here. I'm going to have you roll me a stealth. And I'm going to have you roll me another scan.
Okay.
Just to see how quiet you are.
Failure on stealth.
Okay.
And a failure on scan. We're doing great.
Hot damn. Okay.
Just
so you have your hood up, and you're hearing bits and pieces of conversations. No one's really paying too much attention to you. Actually, you know what? Do me a favor and roll another, what is it, D6? Yeah, roll me another D6 for scan. Actually, you can roll me another D6 for scan and for stealth.
It's not going well. No, 2 3s.
Okay, so a 6 on, so a +3 on scan makes that a 17, which makes that a success, and a +3 on stealth makes that a 12, and not a success. So you have your hood up, but you are able to, no one's really paying attention to you, but you're definitely not being as stealthy as you could be in the woods. You move around Bree. You notice a couple things. The first thing you notice is the remnants of a burnt out cart, a trader's wagon, near the entrance to Bree along the Great East Road. You feel fairly confident you've seen that cart before, during, and after it may have been on fire. And you hear something about a fire-haired dwarf and her thieving hobbit companion. There's a rumor around town about this. So far, there has not been an association of an elf or a second dwarf. Those two seem to be the primary. And as you walk around, this appears to be not quite spreading like wildfire, but it's definitely spread around the Prancing Pony area. And you see two men in leather armor and like not matching, but similar enough to be like a pseudo uniform of matching armor. And you know that these, having been here before, these are 2 of the Reeves men. The Reeve being the sheriff. They seem to be on the lookout for a fire-haired dwarf and a thieving hobbit companion.
Great. I will make my way back to wherever they're buying food. And I will say, Glowfrom, Willie,
Yep.
you may want to split up.
Cool.
I've heard that someone has spread rumors about a fiery redhead and a thieving hobbit companion.
Oh. Well, that seems suspicious.
Yeah, how unfortunate for that's such a cruel rumor to be spread.
Yes, well, unfortunately, the Reeve has sent some men out looking around where we are staying. I would not be seen together if I were you. Perhaps making your way directly out of town is probably a wise decision.
Well, we was gonna do that anyways. We could leave today. It just means we may have to camp nearby. Willie, can you make it back to Hobbiton?
I mean, yeah, I was hoping to have more time, but I guess time is of the essence now.
I just don't want them to arrest you, if we leave town or whatever. Or we could go back to Hobbiton today. They're not up there. It adds a little bit of journey to our trip, Elvornith, but
that would end so many. I'd hate for you to still hold on to the package without, for longer than you need to.
I don't know what package you're talking about, but I trust you. I say loud enough in case somebody's listening.
Well, I will be off to gather more supplies I know you will need. I trust you two will make yourself scarce. I will meet you.
Oh, meet us at the abandoned farmhouse. Temius's. Up on the hill.
Perhaps
idea.
not.
But then we're out of town.
How about you meet me just west where we camped with the elves?
I wasn't there that day.
Willie will know where it is.
Willie, you could get me there?
I could get you there, yeah, of course.
And then you have your time to make a decision on whether you would like to stay or go. However, I would advise you leave rather quickly.
I understand.
So, Glowfrom, what I will need from you is I believe we'll do a travel roll.
Okay. What? Is there a reason I would be miserable? I'm marked miserable. I just want to make sure.
You are miserable because
my hope
your
is
current
my hope
score is probably garbage.
Yeah,
your shadow
yeah, okay.
shadow is above your current hope score.
I just wanted to make sure before I rolled this. That's all.
Okay, perfect. So this travel roll was to see if you successfully got all of the things you needed. So you got all the things you need for this journey. You're comfortable. There's no excess in what you have. You have exactly what you need to safely make it to Rivendell, or at least to the general area in which you assume Rivendell is. Barring any hardships on the road, you have procured anything you need. Willie, what are you doing? Are you showing Glowfrom where this place is? Are you taking her there? Are you preparing for the road?
Well, yes. Willie for sure is going to be packing, right? Because whether or not he's going to be going with his friends or returning home, remains to be seen. But he is packing regardless, and making sure to like pack extra supplies, and kind of like as he's doing it, he's um kind of pausing every so often. Um, just to reflect on certain things like, oh, if I bring this dried sausage, how long can I make it last for? Because, I love the taste of sausage, and maybe he's gone and bartered for some like extra tobacco. Um, yeah, so he's packing, but a bit slowly. It's certainly not in haste. And then of course he will take Glowfrom to the area that they had been when the time is appropriate.
You're muted.
You're still super muted.
God damn it. Are you departing in any degree of stealth, or are you just waltzing out of the town?
Oh.
I feel like we will need to be stealthy to some degree so we're not stopped.
Yeah, maybe.
I did warn you that people were looking for you.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
we would take precaution then. That's the
Yeah,
whole reason we're doing this.
Okay.
I think Willie would leave first. Like, meet me up the road a mile or so. That sort of thing, to get out of the eyes of folks.
Okay. In that case, both of you roll me stealth.
It's not a good roll for me.
Um,
Nope, miserable failure.
Miserable failure. Hot damn. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. So Willie, you leave. You tell Glowfrom to meet you about X amount of time later, at a known location. And you set off. You set off outside of Bree. Willie, you can't help but notice that there is a half burnt up cart at the entrance to Bree. It does look very familiar to you, perhaps like one you may have burned. You leave. Glowfrom, Elverneth has made herself scarce, doing whatever elves do. You are alone in the town of Bree, and it is the first time you've been truly alone here in quite some time. You came here before, but you eventually found Willie. You came here back with Willie. You've been in this place with friends before. And now you are staring down a journey to a place you've longed to go, but now you stare down the potential of going there without your best friend. Also, you're possibly wanted for thievery and unbecoming behavior. You have to wait an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it is, the X amount of time that Willie gave you before you can depart. What are you doing in that time, Glowfrom?
Trying to stay scarce.
How?
I probably would have taken the horse around back of some place. I would not have stayed in like the centralized area of town. I would not have gone back to the prancing pony. Yeah, I would just try to get the hell out of here and hide behind, like, I don't know, I'm a dwarf, a tree, a rock, a alleyway. Try to stay off the main thoroughfare so I can give Willie the space needed for us to leave at separate times, but I'm also not, like, chilling on the side of the road, you know?
Okay. You are wandering the streets, the back alley streets of Bree, trying to find what makes for a good hiding spot here. You're fairly well traveled, a fairly well traveled dwarf, but nothing beats hiding in the rocky crags of mountains or in caves, and everything seems to be very open air here and very straight lines, and line of sight is a big thing here. The men of Bree, they have no idea how to build things properly, is really what it comes down to. And thus it makes hiding difficult. It makes being scarce difficult. You are in an alleyway. The only thing that there is to hide behind are carts, barrels, crates, etc., which, if you are spotted, makes you look that much more suspicious. As you sort of peer and watch the sun in the sky, waiting as it inches further and further, letting you know your time to leave is near. And give me 1 second here. You hear footsteps coming up behind you. They seem to be heavier. Definitely not a dwarf or a hobbit, and way too noisy to be an elf. They seem to be the booted footprints of some man of Bree, of the Bree lands.
I immediately throw my hood up to try to hide some of my hair. And since I'm kind of hiding, I've got my horse, right? So I squat to make it look like maybe I'm looking for something in the horse's shoe, or I try to put the horse between me and this person so they can't quickly identify me.
Okay. The sloshing in the muddy alleyway continues. There's these squelching steps move in your direction as you begin to faux shoe your horse. What does this man say as he approaches this fire-haired dwarf?
Pardon me.
Nope, nothing here to look at, sir. Just checking, rocking me horse's hoof.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was wondering if you perhaps knew of an elf by the name of Haleth. I was told that she'd be around these parts with a red-headed dwarf.
Nope, no red-headed dwarves here. Or elves. This is Bree, sir.
Well, I thought Bree was a place of many peoples.
Can be. Just I peep up over the horse's butt to see this person finally kind of in full. What am I staring at?
You are staring at a behemoth of a man, 6 foot something, 300 plus pounds, round belly, thick thighs and calves, big hands. He's got a massively braided beard, long hair that's kind of braided as well and pulled back. And he
I'm so sorry, sir. I must have been mistaken. There may, in fact, be one red-haired dwarf around these parts.
Glowfirm is already re-changing the song to Narvig to say this new mystery man's name.
Not because I'm concerned at all, but dare I ask what business you have with an elf in Bree, sir? Big, strong man?
Well, my business is my own, but I wanted to pass on a message of importance.
Oh, well, it's your lucky day, sir, because my name is Glowfirm. I'm a red-haired dwarf, if you know what I mean. And I do, in fact, have a friend, an elf. Her name may or may not be Elevorneth, if you know what I mean.
Oh, well, I do not know of an Elevorneth, but I definitely wanted to make sure that I found you or her companions to pass on this message. Preferably to pass it along in person.
Well, it is also your lucky day because I'm actually headed here out of Bree in the next, little bit to go meet up with my elven friend, in fact. So, you could just come with me.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah. Yeah.
Suspicious.
By all means.
Oh my god, I gotta open another character sheet. My bad. Hang on. Come on. There we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
You know, it's just.
You know what? Glowfrom, roll me persuade.
Can I roll awe instead as just like my general charisma?
Ooh.
Like, am I charming? Because, like, I get it if he doesn't want to come. I'll try a different tactic.
Um.
I will.
Yeah.
Roll the
Yeah.
persuade
You
if
know what?
want, but
I'll let you roll. I'll let you roll awe. Go ahead. Go for it.
I bet you've never seen a dwarven mustache before. A great success. I'm just saying, of all the
Okay.
people you could travel the road with to go find yourself an elf, I am a connoisseur of traveling roads
Of
and finding
elves?
elves.
Okay. So. Jesus
I may have had an
Christ.
experience.
I love Glowfrom so much.
So Solheim, you look at this elf, and whatever she was doing in the mud by the horse's hooves, the whatever that display was has gone, and now she seems to be a fairly impressive, well-built, road-weary, traveled dwarf who seems like she knows what she's talking about. On the other hand, she does seem like she's not telling you everything. Whether she's lying, omitting something, or has something to hide, you're not entirely sure. But she does seem incredibly confident in her own skills, and there is an aura about her that seems to back them up.
I don't lie very well.
In my experience, I have not known a dwarf to be a folk of nonsensical means, so I would go ahead and, if you don't mind, follow you.
Oh, yeah. Well, right this way, out this alleyway. Here, sir, back the way you came. In fact, if you don't mind, maybe just walking close to me horse. That way, it looks like we're leaving together. That'd be real helpful.
Of course. And
He will.
I want to make sure I look like I'm leaving town with a human, not a hobbit, which
Mhm.
obviously he's not.
Yeah.
Super. The in fact, opposite of.
Yeah.
opposite
So
of, opposite
this
of
is a
hobbit you
great
can
cover for
Yeah.
Glowfrom to get the fuck out of town.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I said, so tell me a little about yourself. Sir, I don't even know your name.
be. This is where Gnome is like, I can't find my notes. I have no idea where I put my notes, and I haven't looked at Solheim for a fucking month and can't
Just
remember shit.
Search his name in Google Drive.
I did, and it's not in any of my drives. So now I'm like, did I put it in Notepad? Like,
probably
Did you
because
put it in
you-
Did you
It's
put
probably
it in
because you
Discord to us?
didn't write notes.
No, I
Uh,
wrote tons of notes. So
I would search
I've got
Discord
history,
because
like,
I feel like you told us this.
no, I don't know. It's fine.
Wait,
got
wait.
it. I'll just-
I'm sorry. Hold on. Pause this campaign.
Yeah.
Where did you write this history? Because I made you a character document and I don't have the history.
Oh shit! That's what I'm saying. You know, I wonder if I wrote it in Obsidian when I was messing around with Obsidian last.
Oh.
Because all of your
last
history is
month.
new to me. If that's the
Yeah,
case.
great. I love this. I love this for us so much.
Oh no.
I wrote more history for Solheim than Willie. I think I still never filled out a 10-minute backstory.
Y'all, I'm gonna have to redo the trailer again. I just need everybody to hear me say that.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times I've redone this damn trailer?
You want to know the
Yeah.
funniest
No.
thing is that when Gnome told me, he was like, Dot's gonna be pissed because she's gonna have to redo the trailer again.
So bad.
You are gonna have to provide me a picture though. I want cosplay.
He actually
He's got
has-
it.
He actually has
He's
a
so
cosplay.
ready.
Oh. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna get this trailer done. That's gonna happen.
I swear that thing weighs like 25 pounds. It's so freaking heavy, but I look so cute in it. Let me dry my balls a little bit. Okay. Do you like that, Mike? That was just for you.
Thanks.
Oh well, I hail from. Oh my God, I'm a barding. Where are the bardings from?
They're from Lake Town.
Oh, they're from
Lake Town. There you go. Yeah,
You're
I'm over
from
Lake
Lake Town. Well, you
Hmm.
know, I have a friend. He used to be from there. Don't know where he is or what he's up to these days. He might have gone back. Who knows? Well, barding friend, do you have a name?
I do. My name is
And I'm
Solheim,
Solheim. Wow, that's
son of. Oh, I had to write it down to you. Son of something.
It's in your character sheet. Son of
You know,
Solston.
there's no reason to
So
be
thank you.
nervous, Solheim. I
Solston.
know most people don't get to see female dwarves in their lifetime. It can be a little overwhelming.
To be quite honest, I was a bit confused. I wasn't sure if you were a female or not.
Well, you know, that's not the first time I've heard that neither. But don't worry, even the male dwarfs get confused sometimes.
Mm. He's not a very laughing man.
Well, I'll take that grunt as a laugh. You know, today, you know, I can't make a barding laugh, can't make an elf laugh. I'm really off my my game.
Well, I am grateful for your cooperation.
Well, I'm super grateful for yours because you got me out of pickle.
Oh, and what sort of pickle would that be?
So sometimes the company you keep might get you in some trouble. And you seem like you know, good company. So your escort out of town was perfectly timed.
Well, I'm glad I could be of some use to you. I deeply am grateful for you taking me to your friend.
Well, I'm gonna just for what she may not be as grateful. She might be. She might not be though. So don't take it personally. You know, everybody's a little on edge right now. My friend Willie, he's gonna leave. I'm afraid. Makes me sad, really.
No, who is your friend Willie?
Willie's my hobbit friend. Not just my hobbit friend, he's my best friend.
Oh, and why is he leaving you?
I think the world's sometimes too big for him, you know.
Well,
Maybe you don't know because you're a rather large man. No offense, it's nice. I mean, it's you know, the armor fits you well.
thank you. I can't say that I've ever met a hobbit folk.
Well,
Cool.
it is again your lucky day there, Solheim, because you might just get to meet the hobbit. Anyways.
That will certainly be a sight to see. Now, your ranger friend, just to confirm, is Haleth.
Yep. Of course it is.
Perfect. I just want to make sure that this message is delivered to her.
Of course. I completely understand. We're gonna make sure that message is delivered. You got Glowfrom's word, and let me tell you, if there's one thing I'm good for, it is keeping me word. The whole
Well,
town found that out last night.
You know, speaking of word, I'm just saying you might need to keep yourself a bit on the low. I've been hearing word of a red-haired dwarf with a hobbit friend. They may have been getting themselves into trouble.
Not us, that couldn't possibly be. You know, there's a lot of red-haired dwarves and hobbit folk running about these parts. It is the Brelands, after all.
Oh, it is the Brelands. I've been here a time or two in my travels.
And damn them for giving us dwarves a bad name.
Oh, they give dwarves such a bad name out on the
So
seas,
bad name.
but I'm quite fond of the ones I've been able to work with.
Oh, well, that's good to know. You know, I'm quite fond of you too. In the short time that we've walked outside this city. Just your ranger friend, you could give me the message if you didn't want to travel all the way with us and all. I'd make sure it gets there safe sound.
Oh, I sure appreciate that. It's mighty kind of you, but I made a promise, and I must maintain that promise and deliver the message on my own.
So
From
last
my
time I
lips to
heard of the
theirs,
Rangers, they was
their
meeting for
heirs.
some over in Weathertop. Is that where you're coming from?
No, I'm coming from Londare, from the south.
Oh, Mike, where's that on the map?
Very
Londare
south.
is far to the south, outside of a region that Glowfrom would have traveled. If you were to
Oh.
look on the map and scroll
Would I at least
all
know
the
of
way-
it?
Yep, if you scroll all the way down in the middle of the map, between Minariath and the
Yeah.
Aenid Waith,
Yeah.
you'll see Londare. It is on the coast of southern Eriador.
Oh, it's a on a delta. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, well, that makes sense. You're river folk. You've traveled quite a long ways to deliver a message. Must be important.
I have, but unfortunately, it's time for my career to come to an end and settle down back at home, find myself a wife, and have a family, and enjoy the life of retirement.
Why?
Oh, I am getting older. Oh, I've seen several years. I've been through some things, and life at sea is hard, and it's actually quite a tradition over for the Bardings to
Well,
return home.
Well, since you're calling it quits and all, what was your last big adventure? What did your capstone?
Oh, I'm not sure you would believe me if I were to tell you the tale.
Sir, of all the red-haired dwarves in the Breelands, if there's one dwarf that likes a good story, it's this one.
Well, suit yourself. Um, my traveling companions and I were working on a ship, making one of our last deliveries into town when we were attacked on the river by quite a large monster. And unfortunately, fight as we all might, the monster took the ship and the lives of all, and I was the sole survivor.
Oh, I feel a new song coming on called The Soul Survivor. Blowfrom starts like writing in a book as we're like riding on horseback. So so that did it then. Big monsters, lost your crew, decided to just throw in your hat.
Oh, I'm about 40 some years old now. It's time to head back home. I believe at this time I've proved my mettle and um, can call myself an honorable barding and enjoy the fruits of my labor.
You never thought about having one more hoorah before you go and find yourself a lady?
Well, to be honest, it's been a bit lonely wandering the road by myself,
Well, that's
but
because you didn't have a dwarven companion.
this
And
is
an elvish one. Or a hobbit one. Let me tell you, we are a good fun.
Well, where are you heading? If we are going in the same direction, I don't mind taking a little bit of a longer way.
Well, we're not headed south, that's for sure. We've got a few weeks' journey to Rivendell.
To Rivendell, home of the elves.
We might also have a little message to deliver, from messenger to messenger and all that.
I think Rivendell is a bit out of the way. It's a bit more east than I intend to
It
go.
would be a tiny bit out of the way. I'm wondering if you don't just take a moment here. Oh, look! There she is. Wait, am I supposed to be I'm supposed to meet Willie first. See Willie?
You, ironically, you point and say, "There she is," and you see Elverneth is speaking to Willie. who is you see them through the trees as they're on the edge of the forest. Her long striding elvish legs took her far faster than either of your two short legs. You see them conversing in the forest as you and Solheim sort of saunter up to the edge of the wood.
Hello, companions. This is Solheim.
Have fun, Luca.
Hello.
He's looking to deliver a message to a ranger that we happen to maybe know. Eilibornith knows all the rangers. Don't you, Eilibornith?
I know many rangers. Which ranger are you looking for?
I am looking for the one who goes by the name of Haleth.
Ah,
See, I told
I
you she'd know
seek
her.
to deliver a message of great importance.
okay. May I ask where this message is from or who?
This is from the Queen herself of Lodair.
In that
I
case,
can't remember her name. I remember her story, but I can't remember her name.
excellent. In that case, you may join us on our trip. Haleth can currently be found in Weathertop.
I told you.
We
And
are
look,
headed.
that's east. That means you can come with us, right? Right, Eilibornith?
We
you
are
can come
headed
with us.
that direction, and the trip is perilous. We could always use an extra blade.
Big, strong blade.
You say the word perilous, but this guy had like his hands and arms are just scarred up. He's got scars across his face. He has been through and seen some shit.
So, remember, I know you're going into retirement and all that, but maybe this is that last hoorah, trip to Weathertop. That sounds nice.
Well, I can't say that I've ever been to Weathertop. I'm not very familiar with this area, but as long as it kind of winds towards the path of where I'm heading back home, I don't mind coming with. This message is very important.
Where is back home?
I am from Lake Town, up in the north of the Northmen.
He's a barding.
I pull my map out, which I've got in a nice scroll case. You can see it's got this beautiful tree engraved in it, and elvish letters. And I pull out the map and I kind of scroll through, refreshing myself on where Lake Town is, and that is
Not in Eriador. Lake Town is over the Misty Mountains, and it is below Erebor. It is below the Lonely Mountain. They are called Bardings because they come from the land of King Bard, the man who killed Smaug.
I would
It is
know
not on this
all about
map,
that
or no?
story.
It's not on this map. This is a map of only of Eriador. That is technically, I think it's technically Gondor.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
you're right.
It is far out of your way. However, no matter which way you go from here, it's quite a long journey. If this message is as important as you say, I may suggest going to Weathertop and then perhaps using one of these rivers to take you more south. And I kind of I kind of show the map a little bit more of where we are, where we're going, and
Technically, you could take the river out of Rivendell. Once we get there, you know. Or before we hit the last bridge into the Troll Shoals. Take the river south.
I suppose I could do that. I mean, as long as I am able to deliver this message, that is my current purpose.
Well, we're going to have to stop in Weathertop one way or the other. And from our understanding, there's plenty of rangers there for you to deliver your message to.
Well, okay.
I was going to say I do believe he needs to deliver it to a specific ranger.
They're there, right?
Yes.
Okay, then we're good. You can still come with us to Weathertop.
Yes.
Glowfrom, I need you to make me a roll here. I need you to make me a map-based roll. I will either take travel,
Yeah, we're gonna
riddle,
travel.
or lore.
No, we'll take travel because it's the highest roll of all.
Okay.
In my current state, no.
Okay.
I failed.
Nope. Unfortunately, nothing jogs in your mind.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get too personal or nothing, but were you there when Smoke attacked?
Oh, I was a child. I was a child.
Did you
How long
survive?
ago was that?
24
That was
years ago?
about 24 years, give or take.
Yeah.
So you would have actually been older.
Yeah. I was about 20 some years old.
But you survived the attack on Rivertown?
I did. As did
Lake
my
Town?
family, my brothers.
Wow. Well, not to drive up old memories or nothing, but my dad was there too.
Really?
Well, not in Lake Town, necessarily.
Was your father one of who participated in the Battle of the Five Armies?
He did eventually, when they came out of the mountain. Yeah, he was there. He seen it. He fought in the battle and all that jazz.
Very honorable.
Some would say, but I'm sure you know better than anybody that a mountain with a little gold will change any dwarf.
Well, we are both grateful and wise to understand the power of gold.
He says, and he is in very fine clothing. His armor is, despite having been through hell and back, it is kept up, and very nice. Very, very, very barding in style. Lots of blues and threaded with silver. So he is not poor, by any means. And wealth comes in many different forms. And the Bardings were very blessed from that battle. So he's been living a good life.
Let me just say, because no dwarf may have ever said it, but I am sorry, about me kinfolk going in there and waking up that dragon and all. Right, wrong, it was. But not all dwarves are out there trying now to do maybe right, not only by our kin but for our kin.
Like I said, I have worked alongside both elf and dwarf, and although some of my kin may have other feelings, I cannot hold responsible those who did not participate or enact in those times. It wouldn't be right.
Well, that's real kind of you. Us dwarves, we believe in blood and passing down the mistakes of one kinfolk to another, so I appreciate that. But I promised you I'd introduce you to a hobbit. So before you retire, you can say you met one. This is Willie. He's my best friend.
and you see like again like this 6 foot something giant kind of look down at the sheepish hobbit who's kind of been like just kind of like sticking back a little wary of someone so big and so large and he goes uh hello nice to meet you Willahad of the Shire
And
kind of not quite the Shire but you know from around there.
look, Willie, you don't even have to worry about us no more because we've got, a big strapping barding on our side.
Well, you gonna go and replace me like that? It's just right away, the first stranger that you find on the side of the road? What if
Well,
I
he
was coming
found me.
along?
He technically found me in an alleyway.
That
Well, I
doesn't
just
make it sound any
suspected you
better.
had your mind made up after that big old speech you gave up in the tavern.
I still haven't. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Well, what does your heart tell you?
My heart tells me I'd miss you both terribly.
Oh, Willie, I'm coming back. Look, I'll prove it to you. And Glowfrom like digs in her messy giant red hair and like digs deep into the back and like removes something from one of the like dreaded pieces. And it's like a gem. It's a bauble. That's been like wrapped, that's been tied in her hair because she's got all kinds of crap in her hair. And she says, "This is a bit of a family heirloom. Me dad found it when they reclaimed the mountain. Part of his 14th of the treasure or whatever. But it's always brought me good luck. And so I'm gonna give it to you to hang on to, and you can't lose it. And you got to stay right here so I can come back and get it."
I think that's the first time to deal. Let me one moment. And Willie's gonna kind of skimmer back over to his horse or his pony, and pull out a wrapped parcel and like a hanky of some sort, and hand one over to Glowfrim and then Elvernith. This is also for you, and goes ahead and hands Elvernith a smaller parcel, and inside Glowfrim, you are receiving Willie's lantern of the moon, which gives you. That's the wrong character sheet. It gives you a bonus to something. Gives you a bonus to scan.
Okay.
And then Elvernath, for you specifically, I know this might seem like a bit of an odd parting ways gift, but it's very important to me. Very very similar in story to Elvernath to Glowfrim's story. This was my grandpappy's pipe. It was very important to me, and this is some of the finest Shire weed to be ever to be able to find. It's also going to grant you insight. So whenever you need to just kind of come down and settle your mind with the world around you, or tolerate Glowfrim for many weeks on your own, sit down with it and have a good smoke.
And look, we can smoke our pipes together.
Priceless gift, my friend.
I'm sorry.
For what?
Being a coward?
Oh, Willie.
Willerhead of the Shire. You are one of the bravest hobbits I have ever encountered. And I lean in closer and I whisper, "And I've met Bilbo Baggins."
Didn't hear
Like
that.
the tips of his ears kind of like redden with blush,
I say it very quietly so that only Willie can hear it.
Willie, you're not a coward. Do you think I'd be best friends with a coward?
You seem to be best friends with a stranger. Points up to the big old
Well,
guy.
we're not best friends yet. We're working on it, but
I just feel bad. I know you're going to be going off into dangers. Things that I can't even imagine. Things from nightmares. And I just want you to be safe. But I think I'd be more of a hindrance than I would be of help.
You've never been a hindrance in my life, but I can't tell you to stay. And it's okay to go home sometimes, really. Isn't that right, Solheim?
Yes, I have spent many years on the seas, and it is now time for me to go home, start a life. I may not know you. This is very kind and certainly interesting to meet a creature of your stature, but whatever is going on, to walk away from danger is sometimes the wisest thing one can do. You live to see another day. You live to
Right.
help another soul.
So don't worry, Willie. We'll be back, and you'll be here, and we'll pick exactly where we left off, huh? Plus, I'll have so many stories to tell you and show you my books.
I'm very excited to see your books, and I'm going to make a promise. You come back right here. Well, not here, but back of the Shire, and I will get you an audience with Bilbo Baggins. Promise.
Deal.
But you have to come back safe and sound, and with Elverneth.
Of course.
Now to get you that audience.
Deal. It sounds like we both have our own little adventure, because he's cranky.
He's the crankiest man I've ever known.
He's a lot of crank for a small body. Well, Willie, you better get moving before it gets too dark.
And you as well. Friends, please be safe.
You too, Willie. And don't fret, we'll be back very soon.
All right.
Does take several weeks.
Soon, Willie. We'll be back soon-ish. Give us a few weeks.
It'll be faster, right? It'll be over before you know it.
Yeah, the cycle of a moon.
I'll have tea waiting for you. Goodbye, friends.
Bye, Willie.
Be well.
And Willie departs. Elverneth, Glofrim, Solheim to a degree, watches Willie. The outro music from the Incredible Hulk movie plays. The sad walking away soundtrack as he returns towards Bree. Or at least to skirt around the edges of Bree, perhaps. And the camera follows Willie. We see the camera follow Willie. We see from over his shoulder, Elverneth, Glofrim, and Solheim begin to set off the boisterous, booming voice of Solheim beginning to spin a tale as Willie makes his way back to Bree with an occasional glance over his shoulder to watch his friends depart into the distance. And the last thing we see as Willie skirts the edges of the town are plastered on the wall of the palisade is a wanted poster that looks incredibly similar to a wanted poster for one dwarf named Gror. Except where you would expect to see the name Gror, you see the name Glofrim and the picture of Glofrim. And a young 10, 11-year-old boy has a bucket and a stack of papers under one arm. You see him slap it against one of the pegs on the wooden beam, pull out a paintbrush and slather it with glue. He moves another 10 feet, slaps another one on, slathers it with glue, as there are now wanted posters in and around the town of Bree and the Bree lands for Glofrim, the dwarf. And that is where we end this episode of Shattered Crown. This one was called The Ring of Seven Jewels. So yeah, we had a time, an unexpected time. So let's
Not planning
go
for any of that. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, and those of you who watched the Solheim one-shot kind of had a feeling that Solheim was coming in at some point. This was not discussed, and Luca and I completely improv the moment that he came in, and then forced everyone to follow along. So that's where we are. So we have a new character introduced, a character exiting, which in the One Ring RPG, those are all part of the rules. It's part of the systems inherent in there. You can retire. You can have an heir. There's all kinds of really cool rules that apply towards this game. So we are exploring those. We're adding in a new interesting character with a little bit of lore for a ranger named Haleth. Very interesting. The best part is Dot didn't watch the one shot and has no idea who sent Solheim on this mission. And that's fun, and that'll come out soon, I hope.
I have no idea who this ranger is either. I was like, I know an elf that knows
Yes,
rangers.
you do.
You
know
do. You
Haleth.
met
Yes, you
Haleth.
do.
She was
in
the
early
bitch.
Episode. Yeah, in the early episodes. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
She's the one that Aris has the
Glowfrom
hots
does
for.
not. Glowfrom does not
Yeah.
remember her name at all.
Yeah.
At
She's
all.
the one who
Just
told
point
you to
out the
shut your
cute
mouth.
Little cat on
Yeah.
Eric's
Yeah.
bed right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Look at that baby boy just rolled over sleeping.
Just
Yeah.
doing
Oh,
a
he's
sleep.
so happy.
All right, friends, let's wrap this. Let's do our introductions. Let's get the hell out of here. But as always, if you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is over on our Patreon, link down below. While you're clicking on that, click on the Discord link. Join us in the Discord. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. But we'll start with our double character today. So, Gnome, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Hello, thank you. This is not the first time I have played two characters at once. I enjoy doing that. It is very fun. But you can find me everywhere, literally everywhere, online at Nomadic. I don't know. This is the only thing that I really do. I'm just hanging out now, vibing, being an old faded, person in the background, just enjoying life and
You're a has
playing
been.
games with my friends. I'm a has-been. Yeah.
Has been. But also don't
love
forget don't forget Gnome Brew.
Yeah, but we got Gnome Brew, so y'all come out, in the mornings, and hey, we'll have a Gnome Brew tomorrow, which will be great. I took the day off, so we'll have a nice Gnome Brew.
Hell
So,
yeah. Let's jump over to the co-star of Gnome Brew. Aris, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm Erisavad, and I make things. You can find the things that I make at erisavad.com. If you use the code GNOMEBREW, you can save 10%, or you can use the code Hot Dice Daddies and save a nice 7%, because 6.9% was not available in this current system. I have everything from a hand-forged copper, brass, and silver stacking rings to shoes to notebooks to dice trays. Go check it out. It's all on sale.
Hell freaking
And
yes.
if you use the code lucky, because I need to manifest some luck, you can save 15%.
Hot damn. Go check it out. Aris has some awesome things. I have a handful of them over here. I've sent them out to friends. Very cool stuff. Go check it out. And last, but definitely not least, Dot, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hey friends, I'm Dot. Thanks for dealing with my internet problems. A storm rolled through right as we started this game, so the internet was just trying to get itself together. I'm Dot. You can find me online as Little Red Dot. Where they're found. I work by day for Cobalt Press, so go check out Cobalt Press. And when I'm not doing that, I'm over here on Thursdays. You can check me out and start playing games if you want me to run games for you and your friends. I do have an opening right now for a slot in my schedule, so gather your friends. And don't forget, Pod by Night. We're kicking back up our SOS show, so the final season of Shadows of Sybil stream starts this Saturday, and we'll be kicking up the podcast part sometime in October. So, sorry y'all, I'm brain fog. I've had a cold for 2 days, so I'm like my NyQuil is like totally kicking in. I had a great time. This was fucking great. I was not ready for Willie to leave. Glowfrom's sad. The end.
No one was. that's it from us. We'll be back. I'm pretty sure next week. And then we'll do some more stuff. And see what Solheim has to do here in the party, and see what Rivendell looks like. Maybe not next week for Rivendell, but we'll be getting
There
there
ain't no way. You know what pace we move at.
And who knows what I can throw
It's
in
going to be
before
like
that.
a year and a half before we get to Rivendell.
Yeah, by episode 30, you'll be in Rivendell. So at least 10 more episodes. Yeah, you got to go to Weathertop, guys. You got to figure out what's going on over there. Cool. So that's it for us. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of this and welcoming us back. And we'll see you guys next time. So from all of us to you, bye-bye.